Hey guys, it's Ray here at allofourhomes.com, and today I want to share with you what our arborist told us. Here at allofourhomes.com, we are documenting our sustainable renovation of our 1905 folk Victorian farmhouse. We're trying to make our home more eco-friendly and energy efficient. You can follow along with our sustainable renovation series by subscribing to our channel. And don't forget to give this video a like. Today we're going to talk about trees and what our arborist told us. So from one neighbor to another, let's jump into it. We recently had a huge tree branch break and fall in our backyard. And it got me thinking about how it's so important to take care of the trees around your home. Now, trees have so many different benefits. Not only do they look beautiful and attract birds and other fun wildlife, but they're also a great way to heat and cool your home. There's a difference between conifer trees and deciduous trees. Deciduous trees usually drop their leaves during the winter months, while conifer trees don't, like pine trees, for example. You can use trees strategically around your home to let in light during the winter to heat up your home, especially if you have dark surfaces, which is a trick. So if you have a south-facing window with a tree by it, and when the leaves fall during the winter, you can put a dark rug or a darker piece of furniture that will absorb and pull in the heat. Just make sure to open the curtain during the winter so that you're allowing in that natural sunlight, and that heat will warm up that piece of furniture or the flooring, and then that will release heat throughout the evening. During the summertime, trees on the south-facing side will have their leaves, and that will shade your home and keep it a lot cooler. Trees are also great at blocking the wind, so if you have a windier side of your house or if you are in a less dense area, then you can plant a row of trees that will help the wind from hitting the surface of your home. Trees also are great at cleaning the air and creating a sort of sound barrier. We live next to a fairly busy street, and the fact that we have some trees and a fence really creates a bit of a noise barrier between us and the traffic sounds from the street. Now, we had a huge branch fall in our yard during a storm recently, and that got us thinking about taking care of our trees around our old folk Victorian farmhouse. We have another dead branch in one of our maple trees that a woodpecker has been pecking at pretty frequently, and we're worried that it's going to fall. So we called an arborist to take a look at that branch and look at the rest of our trees to make sure that they're healthy and see what work needed to be done. We're including this as part of our sustainable home renovation because we want to make sure that we keep the trees that are helping reduce our carbon footprint healthy and happy and in the right locations around our house. So walking around our yard with the arborist, they gave us insight into a lot of different things about the trees that surround our home. First of all, our trees have been growing too close to our house, and the arborist recommended that trees be cleared so that they're at least 3 to 5 feet away from the roof line of your home. And that also could be 3 to 5 feet above the roof of your home. We do have tree branches that are hanging over our garage, but he said that there was more than 5-foot clearance there, and that was fine. He also said that you want between 8 to 10 feet from any chimney, which we currently don't have a chimney because we don't have a working fireplace, but something to keep note of in the future. Another thing that the arborist mentioned when planting trees is that we probably should not be planting oaks in our area anymore. We should be planting trees that are native a little further south from us, and that's because of climate change. The weather here is getting warmer. We live in the Washington, D.C. area, and he was saying to look to North Carolina and South Carolina for inspirations of trees that are thriving in those areas. which specifically he said that spruce trees probably would not be doing so well as the temperature shifts in our area. Another tree that he recommended not planting was an oak tree, and he was saying that a lot of the oak trees in our neighborhood right now are losing a lot of their lower branches because they're struggling to survive. And the reason for that is that we have clay soil in this area and the water is not draining fast enough. And so with these big rainstorms that we've had, there's just too much water and the roots are flooded and being suffocated because there's no oxygen in the soil. He also told us that our maple tree in our backyard is actually a hybrid maple, and that's why it changes into such a beautiful color during the fall. This is probably my favorite tree in our yard, and I love to watch it throughout the seasons. Another thing he mentioned about our crepe myrtle trees is that they are able to be trimmed back anytime. Usually with trees, you want to trim them after the leaves fall in the fall, or in the spring before they bud. But in this case with crepe myrtles, they can be trimmed anytime. So he said usually people don't want to trim them because they're blooming, but it actually won't hurt them if you did trim them at this time. He also talked about our American redbud tree, which is a new one that we planted in our front yard. And we actually might have to move this tree, which I love so much, because of a geothermal well that might be put in that location. So we'll see if the tree will survive, and hopefully it will. But he mentioned that American redbuds are a good tree in this area, but they also are considered an understory tree, which means that they thrive underneath the canopy of other trees. So if you wanted to plant a tree amongst other trees, an American redbud is a great option. Earlier this year, we had this orange slime that was oozing out of our cedar trees, and it really concerned me that there was something wrong. But he said that it's totally normal for a cedar tree to have that orange ooze, and I think it depends a little bit on how humid the environment is around it during that time of year. So we might see more slime next year, but it's nothing to be worried about. And finally, he also said that it's good to fertilize your trees. That in an urban environment like where we live, the soil loses a lot of its nutrients, and it's good to add fertilizer so that your trees can thrive. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. We post videos every Tuesday. Thanks for stopping by our home. Thank you.